What if I told you that one tractor, a single machine, produces 853 horsepower, weighs over 25 tons, and can pull implements the size of a small house? We're talking about a beast that makes a Formula One car look underpowered on paper. Case IH has spent over 180 years building machines that redefine what's possible on a farm. Today we're counting down the 10 most powerful Case IH tractors ever built. Buckle up, this is going to be massive. Number 10. Case IH 9150 Steiger. Let's kick things off at number 10 with the Case IH 9150, one of the first tractors to wear the red and black Case IH paint after the historic 1986 acquisition of Steiger Tractor Company. When Case IH took over Steiger, one of the first things they did was rename the entire lineup. The beloved cat names that Steiger had used for decades, Wildcat, Cougar, Panther, Tiger, Lion, were replaced with a numerical system. The old Cougar became the 9150, the Panther became the 9170, and so on up the range. It was a clean break that marked the beginning of a new era. The 9150 sat in the middle of the 9100 series lineup, producing around 235 horsepower from its turbocharged diesel engine. For the time, this was a genuinely powerful machine. It featured a four-wheel drive articulated chassis, the design philosophy that Steiger had pioneered and which Case IH would continue to refine for decades to come. Built at the Fargo, North Dakota plant, the 9150 was tough, capable, and reliable in the way only a machine with Steiger DNA could be. What makes the 9150 historically significant is not just its power, it's what it represented. This was Case IH planting its flag in the big horsepower market and telling the world, we bought Steiger, we inherited the best, and we are only getting started. Every single tractor on this list is the direct descendant of the 9150 and its 9100 series siblings. Number 9. Case IH 9190 Steiger. At number 9, we move to the machine that sat at the very top of that original 9100 series, the Case IH 9190, the most powerful tractor Case IH offered in the late 1980s. While the 9150 was a capable mid-range machine, the 9190 was the flagship, the absolute ceiling of what Case IH could offer when the Steiger era began. Powered by a big turbocharged diesel engine pushing around 375 horsepower, the 9190 was built for the toughest jobs in agriculture: deep tillage, heavy scraper work, and pulling the widest implements across massive acreages. The 9190 featured the full power shift transmission technology that Steiger had pioneered. Steiger built the first full power shift transmission ever fitted to a four-wheel drive tractor on the Panther 1000 back in 1982. And that legacy carried directly through into the Case IH era. The result was smooth, uninterrupted power delivery under heavy load, no clutching, no torque interruption, just relentless, consistent pulling force. In its day, the 9190 set the standard for big articulated four-wheel drive tractors. Farmers who ran them remember them with enormous respect. They were honest, hard-working machines that did exactly what was demanded of them, season after season. The 9190 proved that the Steiger acquisition was one of the smartest strategic decisions Case IH ever made. Number 8. Case IH 9380 Quadtrac. At number 8, we have a tractor that genuinely changed the direction of farming forever. The Case IH 9380 Quadtrac. Case IH engineers introduced the Quadtrac design in 1996. And it was completely unlike anything the world had ever seen. Instead of wheels or a traditional two-track system, the Quadtrac used 4 completely independent rubber tracks, one at each corner of the machine, working independently to maintain ground contact at all times in all conditions. The results were staggering. A typical wheeled tractor encounters 10 to 12% slippage under normal field conditions. The Quadtrac experienced just 2 to 3%. That means vastly more power reaches the ground instead of being wasted through wheel spin. Soil compaction was also dramatically reduced because the 4 tracks spread the machine's weight over a far larger footprint than any wheeled machine could achieve. The 9380 Quadtrac was not just a new tractor, it was an entirely new category of machine. Farmers using the Quadtrac could get into wet fields a day or two earlier than competitors running wheeled or two-track machines. Then in 2000, a 9,380 Quadtrac set a plowing world record in France, plowing 209.4 hectares over 517 acres in just 24 hours with a 17-furrow plow. The four-track revolution had arrived, and Case IH owned it entirely. No other manufacturer in the world has replicated this four-track system to this day. Number 7. Case IH STX 440 Steiger. Number 7 is the Case IH STX 440 Stiger, the tractor that carried the Steiger legacy boldly into the 21st century. In 2000, Case IH launched an all-new generation of big four-wheel drive tractors under the STX series banner, reintroducing the prominent Stiger badge on the front grille. The STX lineup launched with 4 models: STX 275, STX 325, STX 375, and STX 440, and the 440 sat at the very top of the pile. Engine upgrades over the production run pushed the top model's horsepower to 450 and then 480. These tractors featured upgraded high-flow hydraulics, 16-speed full power shift transmissions, and cabs described as the largest in the industry, 23% bigger than the closest competitor at the time. Case IH gave operators an industry-leading 67.8 square feet of tinted glass, strategically placed armrest controls, and a pivoting seat for improved front and rear visibility. The philosophy was clear: a comfortable, alert operator is a more productive and more accurate operator during those 16-hour field days. By September 2005, 50,000 units of the STX line had rolled out of the Fargo plant, a milestone celebrated with the handover of the 50,000th tractor, an STX 500 Quadtrac, to farmers Mark and David Yagi during a special ceremony at the factory. The STX 440 was the reliable high-volume workhorse that drove that number. Number 6. Case IH STX 500 Stiger. Coming in at number 6 is the tractor that broke the 500 horsepower barrier for Case IH, the STX 500 Stiger. When Case IH launched the STX 500 in 2003, the message from the company was direct and confident. No one in the industry tops the STX 500 when it comes to horsepower. That was backed by hard facts. Its 500 horsepower engine was the most powerful production agricultural tractor engine available anywhere in the world at that time. To handle the demands of the extra power, engineers fitted the STX 500 with a new turbulated tube radiator to increase engine cooling capacity, and a lengthened air filter to deliver the extra air volume required while maintaining long filter life. The electronically controlled engine was calibrated to ensure peak power growth without burning unnecessary fuel, a combination of brute force and intelligent management that was well ahead of its time in 2003. The STX 500 was available in both wheeled and Quadtrac configurations and proved itself equally at home on the farm and in commercial scraper and land leveling operations. In 2005, the STX 500 Quadtrac retook the world plowing record, covering a staggering 321 hectares, nearly 794 acres in just 24 hours with a 20-furrow plow. Then in 2007, the closely related STX 530 Quadtrac became internationally famous when Top Gear presenter Richard Hammond chose it for challenges on the BBC television program. When your tractor appears on Top Gear, you know it has crossed from agricultural equipment into cultural icon. Number 5. Case IH Magnum 400. At number 5, we step away from the giant articulated four-wheel drive world and into the row crop segment with the Case IH Magnum 400, the most powerful tractor ever produced in the Magnum series. The Magnum series has been a cornerstone of Case IH's lineup since 1987, when it launched to replace the aging 94 series. The very first Magnums used Cummins engines and produced between 140 and 195 horsepower. Today, the Magnum 400 pushes up to 435 boosted horsepower from a sophisticated FPT 8.7-liter 6-cylinder engine, more than double the power of the original models, achieved in just over 3 decades of continuous development. The Magnum 400 weighs approximately 32,200 pounds and delivers an impressive 345 PTO horsepower to the ground. It's available in wheeled and row track configurations and comes fully loaded with Case IH AFS Connect precision technology. Operators can monitor machine health, track location, and access real-time fleet data from anywhere using the FieldOps mobile app with a standard 5-year AFS Connect subscription included with every new machine. What makes the Magnum 400 stand apart from the big four-wheel drive machines is its combination of immense power with row crop agility. It delivers up to 75 gallons per minute of hydraulic flow, accepts up to 6 remote hydraulic valves, and features an industry-best turning radius for a tractor of its power class. Whether planting, tilling, or hauling, the Magnum 400 handles it all with precision and efficiency at a scale that would have been unimaginable when the first Magnum rolled out of the Racine, Wisconsin factory in 1987. Number 4. Case IH Steiger 620 Quadtrac. We are in the top 4 now, and the power numbers are getting truly extraordinary. Number 4 is the Case IH Stiger 620 Quadtrac, a machine that held the title of the most powerful Case IH tractor for several years and earned the brand one of the most coveted awards in global agriculture. In 2014, the Steiger series was voted Machine of the Year et al. At Agritechnica in Hanover, Germany, one of the most prestigious agricultural machinery competitions in the world. The Stiger 620 was central to that recognition, pushing over 620 rated horsepower with peak output around 657 horsepower in boost mode. The 620 represented a significant jump beyond anything Case IH had produced before it. The 620 Quadtrac was available in wheeled, row track, and Quadtrac configurations, giving farmers the flexibility to match the machine precisely to their soil type and operational scale. Its FPT-sourced engine produced massive torque alongside those horsepower figures, making the 620 equally dominant, pulling wide vertical tillage tools across thousands of acres and working in heavy commercial scraper operations. The Steiger 620 also introduced more advanced connectivity than any previous Case IH model. AFS Connect brought remote fleet monitoring, real-time data sharing with agronomists and farm managers, and over-the-air software updates to the cab. The era of genuinely smart, connected farming at the highest horsepower level had begun, and the 620 Quadtrac was right at the forefront of it. Number 3. Case IH Steiger 645 Quadtrac. At number 3, we have the Case IH Steiger 645 Quadtrac, a machine with a peak output of 699 horsepower and the pinnacle of what Case IH's 12.9-liter engine platform can deliver. The Steiger 645 is available in heavy-duty wheeled and Quadtrac configurations, both powered by a 12.9-liter engine. At 699 peak horsepower, the 645 is built to handle challenges that would stop lesser machines, pulling the widest air seeders on the market, grinding through the toughest soil conditions during difficult seasons, and completing massive tillage passes without sacrificing operating speed or fuel efficiency. One of the standout engineering achievements of the 645 is its balance between extreme power and fuel economy. Case IH fitted the modern Steiger lineup with an SCR-only emissions system, a simplified approach that keeps the engine design entirely focused on producing power, with emissions treatment handled efficiently after the combustion process. The engine does not have to compromise between performance and emissions compliance. The result is maximum output with better fuel economy than more complex dual treatment systems could deliver. The Steiger 645 offers the CVX drive continuously variable transmission, delivering the precise ground speed required at any moment without torque interruption or power loss. Combined with AFS AccuGuide GPS guidance and AFS AccuTurn for fully automatic end-row turns, the 645 Quadtrac works afield at full power with pinpoint accuracy, hour after hour, without the operator needing to touch the steering. That level of precision, at that level of horsepower, is a genuinely remarkable thing to witness in the field. Number 2. Case IH Steiger 715 Quadtrac. The runner-up, number 2, goes to the machine that won an IF Design Award in 2024 and briefly held the title of the most powerful production tractor Case IH had ever built. The Steiger 715 Quadtrac, unveiled at the Farm Progress Show in Decatur, Illinois in 2023, The Steiger 715 was a genuinely historic moment for the brand. It was the first Case IH tractor ever rated at 715 horsepower, with peak boost output of 778 horsepower delivered through a 16-liter Cursor 16 twin-turbocharged engine. Case IH reported that the 715 achieved 6% lower specific fuel consumption compared to the outgoing Steiger 620, while delivering 14% more drawbar pull. More power, less fuel per hectare, a combination that speaks directly to the profitability of a farming operation. The total operating weight of the 715 Quadtrac comes in at 61,200 pounds in standard configuration, rising to up to 72,000 pounds depending on setup, and yet the machine maintains a turning radius under 22 feet, making it nimble enough for single-lane roads. The heavy-duty Quadtrac undercarriage features 36-inch belts spreading the machine's weight across an enormous ground contact area for minimal soil compaction. An optional dual-pump hydraulic system delivers up to 428 liters per minute of flow, sufficient to run the most demanding high-pressure air seeders and planting systems without restriction. An optional 1,968-liter fuel tank extends continuous field time to over 12 hours before refueling is required. For 1 year, the 715 Quadtrac was the most powerful Case IH tractor ever made. It stood at the absolute pinnacle of agricultural engineering. And then, something even bigger arrived. Number 1, Case IH Steiger 785 Quadtrac, and here it is. Number 1, the undisputed king, the Case IH Steiger 785 Quadtrac. With a peak horsepower of 853, this is the most powerful production tractor Case IH has ever built in its entire 180-plus year history. Nothing else on this list, nothing else the brand has ever produced comes close. When Case IH unveiled the 785 Quadtrac, it was not a small incremental step. The Steiger 785 increased horsepower by almost 10% over the already formidable 715, crossing into territory that no Case IH tractor had ever reached. The 40% torque rise figure is equally significant. The 785 does not just peak higher, it delivers crushing force across a wide operating range, meaning farmers can run larger implements or drive the same implement significantly faster without losing momentum, even in the most brutal conditions. The numbers in the field are extraordinary. The fuel tank holds 1,970 liters over 520 US gallons, giving operators exceptional field endurance during critical working windows. The 42 km/h transport speed moves this colossus efficiently between fields. Heavy-duty axles handle up to 72,000 pounds gross vehicle operating weight with a 50-50 front-to-rear weight split that maximizes traction while minimizing compaction. The optional Quadtrac heavy-duty suspension system combines ground-conforming double-axis roller wheels with exclusive load-sharing hydraulic suspension, technology that simultaneously improves traction performance, reduces soil compaction, and dramatically smooths the ride for the operator. The cab of the Steiger 785 is a precision command center. The multi-control armrest puts 95% of all tractor functions within reach of the operator's right hand. Dual Pro 1200 displays manage precision farming, system monitoring, and full fleet connectivity from one unified interface. 4 customizable hotkeys on the multifunction handle allow each operator to configure controls to their personal workflow. Encoder dials handle hydraulic adjustments, display navigation, and HVAC controls simultaneously. It is the most sophisticated cab ever fitted to a Case IH tractor. The Steiger 785 Quadtrac made its European debut at Agritechnica 2025 in Hanover, Germany in November 2025, and it genuinely stopped the show. Connectivity included means access to real-time machine and agronomic data with no ongoing subscription fees. The SCR-only emission system keeps the engine architecture clean and entirely focused on power production. This machine represents the absolute state-of-the-art in production agricultural tractor technology as of 2025. From the 9,150 at 235 horsepower that opened this list, to the 785 Quadtrac at 853 peak horsepower, that is nearly 4 times more power from the same brand lineage, achieved over less than 40 years. It is one of the most remarkable engineering progressions in the history of agriculture. The Steiger 785 Quadtrac is not just the most powerful Case IH tractor ever built. It is the most powerful Case IH tractor that has ever existed. If this video taught you something you didn't know before, hit that like button and subscribe. We cover the biggest, most powerful machines in agriculture every single week. Drop a comment below. Which Case IH tractor on this list is your personal favorite and why? We read every comment. See you in the next one.